Welcome to Pario magazine, where I chat with individuals who have a desire to create. Today, I'm joined by an Australian actress and film producer who is quickly becoming a sought after commodity in the film space. Welcome to Pario magazine, Nicole Pastor.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. We're here today to chat about your journey through the world of acting and filmmaking. Before we dive into that, though, do you want to give our audience a little introduction as to who Nicole is away from movies?
Oh gosh, I feel like it's gonna be like the most boring thing. Actually, you know what? I am officially that cool gay aunt. My sister has this beautiful baby. He's 3 months old, so I'm obsessed with him. So I'm actually trying to spend as much time as I can with him. Um, and I don't know. Besides that, I just spend time with my dogs, go for walks. I love walking. I train, 3, 4 times a week with my PT as well, and that helps with just mental health and well-being. I think it's really important. So yeah, and just downtime. I just watch movies and TV series. So I feel like that's work, but it's also my joy.
Yep. Yes, it's a passion, but it's also you're also a bit of research and preparing for future roles and
Exactly.
stories and things.
Yeah.
And I imagine
Yeah.
being
Exactly.
able to get into the gym and that mental health aspect with some of the movies that you've worked on, very needed.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, no, it is. And I think it's a necessity, not just for physical health, but yeah, mental health. And yeah, I need to do it. Otherwise, I'll go crazy.
So, how and when did you first discover the passion for film and then ultimately acting?
So, I mean, I grew up as a dancer. So I danced for over 10 years, and that was the goal to be a dancer full time. And I've always loved performing, watching performances. So I was always watching, either music videos or um, film series. So that was a big part of my life, I guess, and maybe an escape as well. You know, watching things and kind of getting sucked into a new world. Um, and I guess with acting, it was around 2012. I kind of just fell into it. I kind of remember how I just started doing some extra work just on the side to whatever I was doing at the time, and then I started studying. I started studying at did some really intense kind of workshops and intensive courses through like NIDA and Screenwise and then just one-on-one privates with different acting teachers and people that I guess inspired me in the industry. And um, yeah, and I think I did extra work for maybe like 8, 10 months, and then yeah, just really was like, no, this is it. I've found my thing. I think growing up too, I had so many casual jobs, and I guess I just wanted to be everything and do everything. And as an actor, I guess you can pop on the police outfit and do that, and then do something else. So um, maybe I live vicariously through different characters.
Very nice. I've done some extra work myself. It's very fun.
It's fun. It was such a and we always ended up with the same kind of group of people, and we just had a ball. Like it was just yeah, it was fun. It was a good time.
And you mentioned sort of initially being a dancer and then going in down this acting path. How has that process of going from the instant gratification of a live audience dancing to the delayed gratification of acting and not sort of seeing what
Mm,
people think of the performance until later?
mm. It's been a good I think test for yourself to um to learn to trust yourself and get that from within. You can ask all the people, your parents or siblings, friends, but you need to feel it in here. And I think that's that's what kind of took a while. And sometimes, we all have good and bad days, and sometimes I'll do something. I'm like, oh God, was that good? I think it was good, but I think as the time, especially in the last few years, as work's been picking up, I've learned to trust myself more. and and I don't need that validation. I can just get it within myself. So I feel like I'm like this strong, independent woman now. I can just get it from within, and I don't need it from, external people. But yeah, it's very different to, to performing in front of a live audience. They're both great and rewarding and fulfilling, but yeah, I feel like I've just had to dive deeper and get certain things from myself.
I love that. I think that's probably a lesson that creatives of any field could learn. Just stop looking at the analytics, stop looking at people's comments and things, and just be proud of your own work.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I've got this, this love-hate relationship with social media, and I don't need the comments and the I know inside, I know inside, and I think that's enough.
And then in terms of movies and TV and acting and all that sort of stuff, who were some of your earliest inspirations and influences, and how has that evolved over the years?
So I probably watched more musical theatre when I was growing up. Love Moulin Rouge, Nicole Kidman, still obsessed with Nicole. I really want to work with her one day. I'm manifesting that. Catherine Zeta-Jones in Chicago, Shirley MacLaine. And whilst I still love those actors, I think I go through phases. So like I'll watch something and then be kind of obsessed with that actor or actress, and then you'll kind of forget and you'll watch something else and you're like, okay, I need to watch all of those films, all those TV series with that specific actor. And I think I'm in this like Kate Winslet phase again. I
Mhm.
rewatched Titanic the other night and I'm like, this is so good. It's so iconic. um and I actually just finished a bit late to the party, but I just watched the last season of True Detective with Jodie Foster, and yeah, she's
Very good.
great. So I've been rewatching like a lot of old kind of Taxi Driver, and yeah, redoing that again. So I think I just go through phases.
Some very good influences and inspirations on that list. On the acting side of things, you've got some big stuff coming up. You're set to star in the upcoming psychological thriller Freelance. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so she's a freelance video editor. Her name's Katie. Desperate for work, money, facing eviction. Sounds like a typical freelancer. She takes on a mysterious, high-paying job, and I guess without saying too much, her life just goes to shit. It just starts falling apart, and really takes a toll on her mental health. And she starts seeing visions of people from these videos that she's been editing, and yeah, it just really messes with her yeah, her mental health.
And with this sort of movie touching on some pretty difficult and dark subject matter, how is that to explore as an actor and then go home and deal with how you've had to put together this character?
Yeah, I mean, look, I read this script in one sitting. I think it was fantastic. Mike, who wrote it, is great. um and I could relate to her on a few levels, and I guess just the way she spoke, and she's got a sharp tongue, she's sassy and sarcastic, and I'm like, oh, that's very much like me. And I guess when it comes to more of the with the darker stuff, I just draw on like personal, I've lived with anxiety and depression for half my life, more than half my life. So I guess I just authentically brought that to the table. And then I guess you just kind of layer on top of that, there's no boundaries with how extreme you can kind of go, especially with this genre. So it's like, this is me, and let's just, add a few more layers to kind of enhance it, heighten it. And then I guess at the end of the days that are really intense, I just go back to the hotel and cry and let it out. But no, yeah, no, it's yeah, you eventually shake it off. And sometimes pieces of different characters stay with you as well. Yeah.
And I guess it can also be a little bit healing as well, where you're forced to go and revisit some things that you might
Mm.
not have wanted to, but in the end, it's a good thing to go and look back on it with a bit of hindsight.
Oh, no, definitely. I found performing, I mean always, but particularly with acting, is very therapeutic. I can really, yeah, I put my heart, soul, blood into characters, and um I'm never afraid to go. Nothing's ever too much. I'm happy to be vulnerable, and not happy, but it's I'm yeah, I'm eager to kind of see how far I can go or push myself.
And with this being your first feature length leading role, did you approach this film any differently to normal, or were there any sort of nerves associated with it?
I mean, look, I think I would, yeah, I would be lying if I said there was no nerves. There's always nerves. There was excitement. There was a lot of different emotions. Um, I guess approaching, yeah, there is this sense of pressure. I think you kind of forget, or I'm like halfway through the shooting period, and I'm like, yeah, this is on me. I think even John, the director, at some point, I mean, we just give each other banter and shit, but he was just like, it's gonna be you on the poster, and you're leading this film. It's on you. And I was like, yes, thank you for that. That is
Yeah,
true.
thanks. That's what I needed
um,
to hear.
Thanks. But I love a good challenge. I love that feeling because, as I said, before in the other answer, it gives me an opportunity there's growth. There's you can really push yourself into something new.
And how special is that process of collaborating with other passionate filmmakers and passionate movie lovers as well on stories like this?
Oh, it's just the best. I mean, working with like-minded creatives is just everything. There's just this sense of, yeah, this is this collaborative sense of play, and the conversations that we have before or during the shoot or after the shoot is, yeah, I couldn't even put it into words. It's amazing feeling working with the right people, like-minded people.
Yeah, I think when everyone's pushing in the same direction, it's always a thrilling experience.
Mm. Because you're all, at the end of the day, you're all in it for the same reason, so there shouldn't be any room for anyone's ego or bullshit. My saying, don't be a dick. There's no room for that. We're all aiming for the same thing, so let's just work together as a team and create something amazing.
Yeah, everybody wants to put out the best movie possible. You don't want nobody goes into
Exactly.
a movie being like, "I hope I put out a shit movie today."
I hope not. I hope I don't work with those people.
Freelance is set to premiere at Monster Fest, Australia's horror-themed film festival. That'll also be showcasing films like Terrifier 3 and Azrael. What are some of your favorite horror films?
How long is a piece of string? I'm immune. I've seen everything. That's so hard. I rewatched like Rosemary's Baby the other day only because I want to watch that new one. Was it
Apartment
Apartment
7A?
7A? The Shining. I watch a lot of like Vincent Price and Alfred Hitchcock. It's really hard to be like, this is my favorite.
It all kind of depends on what mood you're in, and like you've said, the
Exactly.
horror and thriller genre can be so diverse in terms of topics that it touches on, how it presents those topics. There's always something in that genre that you'll find exciting at a certain time.
Yeah, no, that's so true.
I recently rewatched, or I watched it for the first time. My partner on the podcast watched it. It's her favorite movie. We watched Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, great. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen it in a few years, but yeah, that and like Halloween, and yeah, they're all, yeah, they're cult classics.
Yeah, it was one of those ones where I was like, I feel like I know this whole story, but I've never actually sat down and watched the whole movie. So she finally forced me to sit down and watch it.
And what did you think?
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was actually really good. Very exciting. And I'm
Mhm.
looking forward to watching some of the sequels and everything moving forward as well.
Yeah, you'll have to try and fit in another one this week.
So how are you and the team feeling ahead of the premiere of Freelance at Monsterfest?
Yeah, really good. We've been talking about, this premiere coming at some point this year. I think we've yeah, to I guess to have the actual date now and it being at Monsterfest, which is iconic. It's such a great genre of film festival here in Australia. So yeah, it's just I can't believe it's already we shot this was it the first half of last year, and so I guess just finally being able to share that with audiences is yeah really exciting. I'm a little bit nervous. I totally I kind of forgot or maybe just put it out of my mind that I have a full naked body scene in this, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting seeing it with that many people on Saturday. So yeah, see how I go.
I was going to say, are your parents coming along to that screening? That could get a little bit awkward.
I yeah no no my mum won't be able to make it down to Melbourne, um, but I did actually. We were talking about it the other day, and my dad passed away 4 years ago. But I was saying to her, do you think Dad would be proud? Not of that scene, but just the film in general. And yeah, she said, of course he would. But yeah, no, I think if they were sitting there, I'd have to go.
I'm just
But
going to go
no,
to the bathroom.
it's
I'll be back in a minute.
I'm just gonna yeah. Yeah, no, look, overall it's a great film. I can't wait for people to see it.
Brilliant. So then a couple of last questions. If we look to the future, do you have a dream role or film that you'd like to one day be involved in one shape or another? You already mentioned working with Nicole Kidman as something, but outside of that?
Yeah. I guess what we were touching on before, I think just working with really great like-minded creatives, you know, really good meaty scripts, strong female characters, that's important to me. You know, being gay, I'd love to work on more kind of queer stories, LGBTQ plus, community. Yeah, I'd like to kind of, yeah, I'm sick of telling hetero stories.
It's a great time to be in sort of that horror space. Like we've had movies this year, sort of Long Legs. I saw the TV Glow. That was a nice LGBT story. Strange Darling is about to come out. So there's lots of cool sort of horror movies coming out that are original now, which is very exciting.
Yeah, no, it really is. I think what show Killing Eve. I loved that series. I don't know if you saw it. I love that series and I'd love to do something like that. But yeah, I think yeah, dramas, comedy, just to kind of throw some things in there that my family can watch.
Awesome. So where is the best place for people to support you and track your creative journey?
Yeah, I'm somewhat active on my Instagram, which is just Nicole Pastor official, and IMDb. Just kind of stay up to date with. There's quite a few projects that I'm working on at the moment as a producer and an actor, so it's probably the best place to kind of follow that journey.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me and good luck with everything in the future.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you.